Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 11 of The Witcher Chaos on the Pontar. You're listening to an actual play by Elsewhere and Beyond, run using the Witcher TRPG by R.Talsorian Games. Join us as we return to Vargin, Arthwin, Gorm and Oda down in the sewers of Oxenfurt. You guys are fresh from slaying the cursed were-rat and former doctor Ven Berryheart. You've gathered up his books, recipes, his formulas and belongings. What else would you guys like to do whilst you're still down here?
Would it be possible to retrieve some sort of trophy from the corpse? Is there anything left of it?
I mean, Berryheart was utterly blown to pieces. But, you know, I will say you could salvage his were-shaped severed head, all monstrous and charred. Does that work?
Let's do that.
All right. So whilst Arthwin and Vargin rummage around and try and find some kind of proof from the were-rat that you defeated it, what are you doing, Oda? You are over at Dr. Berryheart's table, and you've been gathering all of his apparatus and his alchemy set. And Gorm, you're over there as well. What's going on with you guys?
Gorm is, he's just watching Oda, like very curiously, watching her pack away all the bootles and different little gizmos, and like he just reaches out for a bottle and like, oh, this looks tasty, and he's just gonna try and drink it.
Gorm? Oda reaches out to grab his wrist if he's already super close to drinking it.
Yeah, it's just like perched up, and you can just see on the side this little black skull with like bones across the label.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
It's possibly very dangerous. We don't know what's in it. Actually, never mind. And Oda tries to snag away the little bottle from Gorm.
Gorm's gonna try and hold it back. Like, why Gorm want this?
Oh.
Oda, you see in front of you there's some harmless little bottles that would be used as base fillers for alchemy and potions. Some of them actually just water, and some of them similar to a substance like milk.
Okay, Gorm, how about this? Oda grabs one of the sort of harmless bottles and another harmless bottle and kind of uncorks one.
What in that one?
Starts mixing them together. But it's basically like two little bottles of water or something.
Yeah.
Oda making potion.
Oh, yes. And this potion, Gorm, when you drink it...
Does it make Gorm tall?
Oh, yes. So very, very tall. You have to keep it for a special occasion, all right? Yeah. Really special. And Oda holds out the bottle and holds out her empty hand as if to trade it. But I can't just give it away for free.
Oh, trade very important. Oda want crowns.
I would actually... that potion that you just picked up would be very useful to me.
But,
It would make me feel better.
How tall?
When you stand on your toes? Well, at least 10 times more than that.
10? Gorm holds out, begrudgingly, his hands, shaking, not really wanting to part with this treasure. but 10 times taller? 10 toes taller?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot of toes.
10 toes, many toes.
Oh, yes. And, if I can make you other nice potions and whatnot later, but this is very important to me, okay?
Oh, okay.
And Oda takes the one with the skull very quickly as soon as, Gorm, holds it out.
Gorm sorry. Gorm not want to make Oda sad.
And Gorm, you go and pocket that little potion, and you now have a little tincture of growing 10 toes, 10-foot toes tall, if you need it.
I'm sorry, it doesn't do anything.
I look forward to the moment when Gorm goes to use that. Oh my goodness.
I think it's time to get out of here.
It's time to get out of this smelling place.
We also don't know when people will run down here to see what that explosion was.
Arthwin is in a bit of a hurry to gather what they can and get out of here.
We got what we came here for, so...
Just some guy was sitting in the latrine, just hearing an explosion going.
Just like a warmth just permeates around his nether regions. Just, ooh.
Somebody sitting somewhere on a toilet and their ass is like, makes a perfect seal of the toilet seat, and they just go...
Oh no!
My, what was in the fish pie?
Disgusting.
Oh god, how do I follow that? Well, you all do leave the sewers. Arthwin, you exit and the moonlight is so bright with that cat potion on that you actually have to squint pretty hard. You struggle on a little bit.
Pops his hood up.
You pop up your hood, you keep yourself kind of covered, and the lot of you work your way out of the docks. Now, as you will remember, the brothel was not actually far north from where you were originally, because this was a sewer pipe that led out near the southwestern side of the island. You see the smoke rising now, and you still hear a lot of commotion happening in the streets. And as you walk out, and I assume you walk out,
Yeah.
you'll see people passing by. They have managed to get control of the fire at the brothel, but there's more just a lot of speculation what's going on. People are arguing. Some people are saying that a monster did it. You hear another person cry out that it was a curse on the sinful, on the wicked. And then a few other people said that they saw a demon charging out of the doors, a female demon, a woman demon, and went speeding into the streets. And that causes a lot of people to hold up lanterns in the darkness and look up on the rooftops. Bargain, you see a very young boy approach you, could be no older than 7 years old. What's that, sir? Oh, is that a monster?
It is. He holds it up very deliberately to the child's head height so you can look at it better.
Oh, that's gross! Can I have it?
You cannot. We worked very hard for this.
What are you gonna do with it?
Gordon don't know. They say they want to eat it, but he's crazy. You can't eat this.
The kid just screams as the werebub starts talking to him, turns around. Oh, not a monster! It runs away, like just trying to get as much distance before Vargan can even utter a sound of protest.
It's okay. That happens all the time.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My poor boy.
But before we return to the barge, I was wondering if we could maybe procure some reagents that I need if I want to put this trophy to good use.
Well, what is it you're looking for?
I'm going to need some fifth essence, fused dust, tanning herbs, ogre wax, and ester grease.
Gordon don't think we stay for long now.
No.
We have to wait till morning. Too long.
Well, there is something you could do. If you could prove, perhaps, that you've helped the town, or the city, I should say, to its great benefit, what if knocking on the doors of the academy and requesting such thing might pass your thoughts?
The idea to pop by the academy and ask for a reward had crossed his mind, but he's getting quite antsy. He was wanting to get back to the boat, or the barge rather. So he looks over at Vargan and he sort of impatiently rubs his hand through his beard. He says, "Well, I'm not sure where you're going to get something like that at this time of night." And then he gestures towards the head. It was, if anything, there might be someone willing to reward us.
I personally don't see why we need to keep the head.
You do not wish to carry a trophy of our victory?
Well, considering that this beast was one time a good man, I'd prefer not to.
Also, it gets smelly.
If you have some use for it, I don't have a problem with it.
If you're opposed to it, I'll see if they'll want to buy it for research, if nothing else.
Very well, but do it quickly. We need to get out of this city.
I think I've been very clear in my intention to leave soon too. And not when we can still have some use out of these people.
Very well. Do you want me to come with you?
If you so desire.
Sure.
Don't go back to boat. Barge sleep must be very worried.
The people at the academy, would we know about how their attitude towards Witchers would be?
The Academy, in its pursuit of knowledge, would probably be very welcoming of a Witcher. Mind you, they may also be very welcoming of seeing if you want to sit down for a few minutes so they can run some tests. As we know in our own world, enlightened minds tend to lead to a more open mind.
True. I don't know if we should risk being bogged down. I'll go back to the barge with Gorm.
If you think your presence helps, Witcher, I'll go back to the boat. You accompany my father.
You're free to come with me if you so desire.
Arthwin gestures over his shoulder towards the barge and switches places with Oda.
Gorm and Oda head off towards the Acolyte, the barge docked currently on the eastern side, away from sight. And the two of you, Arthwin and Vargan, go off to the Academy.
Do you have much experience with these people?
None at all. I've experience with similar people. They might not be against helping us out, especially considering the trophy we're about to bring them.
He'll wrap their head up in his cloak so less people will just look at it on the street.
You head on north upwards into the city, and the Academy stands as the most prominent building in the city. Its towers and castle-styled walls speak of the highly acclaimed studies ongoing and locked within. The vast doors keeping such knowledge tucked away remain closed at this hour, though a few scholars can be seen passing through a wicket gate, a smaller door open for more manageable traffic.
Do we try that door?
It looks like our best bet, says the Witcher, and sort of marches right towards it.
As you approach the wicket gate, it opens. Somebody is already leaving, and they look up and spot the two of you coming. Can I help you?
Hello, we'd like to sell something that may be of interest to the Academy.
What is it?
The head of a werebeast.
He takes a step backwards and puts his hand on the door. Okay, I'm interested. What do you want for it?
I look immediately to the Witcher. He's the one who usually gets paid for these kinds of things.
Right. So I might need some help with the suggestion.
There's a role for this.
All right.
This is called business.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no.
Is the guy with the hood up still is gonna do business?
He's going to do business. Shady deals inside shady deals.
Shady business.
So if you go ahead and roll me a business check. You can both roll a business check as well.
This is going to come down to a lot of dumb luck, I think.
Arthwin, you roll a 17.
Ooh!
And a 22 from Vargan, a critical success, no less. In that case, I will say blind luck is with you, and I will just outright tell you that a werebeast, or the head of a werebeast, such as this, would probably go for about 500 crowns.
500 crowns would be sufficient for it.
Can I have a look at it?
I unwrap it from the cloak.
You have burnt this thing to a crisp. How am I supposed to get any value from it? No, this will affect the price severely. 350 crowns is now all I can offer.
I want to sort of look him up and down to see, is that really all he can offer?
Well, you can make another business check against his.
Damn, I was trying to see if human perception would get it.
No, I'm afraid not in this moment. It's haggling.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe they have something at the academy that they could throw onto it just to sweeten the deal a little bit.
I will say then, you can go ahead and roll me a business check if we assume that you're asking him this, just for the sake of it. Okay, well, you just fumbled by 26. I've never seen a fumble so severe that it takes your score to a -17.
Okay, at least it happened now and not in a battle to the death.
He looks at you and looks back at Vargan, and he now just completely doesn't acknowledge you in the conversation. He keeps looking to Vargan to see what else he wants. He's not interested in giving you anything more towards this.
All right.
Yeah. Since seemingly I'm not getting any more leverage, I will agree to the price he suggested.
Stay here as he closes the wicket gate on your faces. These lofty, naughty, haughty types. They're not naughty. I don't know why I said that. These lofty, scholarly types. They're very full of themselves.
As he closes the gate, the Witcher sort of turns apologetically to Vargan and goes, bungled that, didn't I?
Well, it's fine. He must have had a very touchy encounter one day. Never seen a man react like that. He'll be fine.
The door opens. The scholar returns now with 2 guards. Yes, this is them. I think they should be taken away. I think these are 2 imposters. The guards come through, and they come through the wicket gate. You won't be up for this. Right, Witcher, you want to explain yourself? What are you doing here peddling to the academy? Apparently you're lying through your teeth. What's this you've got,
Nobody's telling any lies, as Vargan holds up the head. I am a Witcher. I am here, and I did the city a great service by removing this horrible threat to all of your lives. And I'm here seeking my reward.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Not good at that.
No, you're really not. You roll a 9. All right, I gotta go and get the manacles. You keep them here. And one of the guards goes back inside. The other one puts a hand on his sword. Goes, don't try anything. I've got my eyes on you 2. We'll handle it here from here, Benjamin.
Benjamin, is it? I give a very disappointed look to Benjamin.
Benny.
Benjamin gives you an impassive look, turns on his heel, and he walks back into the building.
Guard, I will make this as painfully clear as I can. This thing died less than an hour ago. We are unscratched, and we want to leave now. You are here alone. You will let us leave, or it will get violent very quickly. So get back inside and be a good little man before it's too late.
You can go ahead and roll me an intimidation check with a +4.
Shots fired.
I'm going to add some more luck on that, I think.
Okay, just to blow it out the water, why don't
I'm actually going to add like 2 more, so I'll be at 6 then.
+6 then, yeah.
I've been watching a lot of like R&B rap disses this weekend. You're like on point.
The man swallows hard. You see his Adam's apple like just rise up, his larynx. He takes a step away from you. It's as if like this great shadow has just spilled over him, and he suddenly trembles. You hear the snap as the half-drawn sword connects back into its sheath again. I don't get paid enough for this. And he just walks back into the wicket gate.
We should leave.
Immediately.
Very briskly walk away the moment we're on a corner. It's a light jog.
I don't know why, but I got this vision in my head of when you said we should leave immediately, that you both put your hands backwards into the Naruto run with your cloaks out and then just like run away like that. I just have this picture in my head.
You're just turning it into like a meme.
It is
every time.
Not good. I'm not allowing this session to be like grounded today. And then we do like a side wipe transition. Anyway,
Is this gonna be our like animated special? Is that
I really hope not, because I don't have the hours. Meanwhile, back on the boat, Oda, you finished setting up the books and putting them in the shelf inside the crow's nest.
the alchemy set as well, probably?
What are you doing, Gorm?
He's just in his undergarment, kind of floating around in the water down by the foot of the boat. Just kind of floating like an otter. Just washing himself with some soap.
Not in harbor water. Ew.
I'm going to stress then. So you are, thank you, Vargan. You are currently in harbor water.
Yeah.
Washing yourself.
With soap, mind you.
Okay.
Mats and I, being Norsemen, we are intimately familiar with how disgusting this is.
All three of you are Norsemen, which makes it worse. Were you?
I completely forgot about that. Daniel, you're a disgrace.
Danish people don't bathe.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Oh god.
You actually get out of the water dirtier than you went in, but you smell different, so that's nice. Can you go ahead and roll me an endurance check at -5? Oh wow, he still rolls a 14. Well, you don't manage to puke and get sick, but your fur is now greasy, and there are like bits of fish scale inside your fur, and you're in a really bad state, and you don't look good at all, and you smell absolutely hideous, like stagnant water, like foul and filth. And Oda, you once you're finished, you come out of the crow's nest, you perform the enchantment to open the teleport, and you can just smell this horrible stench.
Gorm just comes waddling up, kind of very wet fur, very stinky, like, "Why's no help? Why should no help me?"
Can he run his hand and get like a fake mohawk over his head now? with the greasy fur?
And he is wearing his undergarment, but yeah, he's like just a big fur ball, a big wet fur ball.
Gorm, did you try to wash yourself?
In water?
Oh. Would you maybe mind sleeping under the stars tonight?
No, that's fine.
Okay, good.
But Gorm has a nice bed downstairs.
We need to find you some fresh water. And Oda just rushes downstairs to get away from it.
Barksley keeps low away from you up on the deck, and every time you go and approach Barksley, he just puts his head down and tail between his legs, and then just runs off in a different direction, unable to.
He finally takes the annual bath, and it's in this harbor water.
But it doesn't take long for two hurried men to be a little out of breath. Maybe not the Witcher, but definitely Vargan, a little bit more out of breath than the Witcher, as you get back to the ship and you see Sansa and Fluffy there. Been getting everything together ready for alighting and leaving the dock.
I just take the doctor's bedroll outside. Put it down for Gorn somewhere.
Oda's up on the poop deck and she's laying down a bedroll, and she sees you guys approaching as well.
Captain Sansa, we should leave immediately.
Okay, that tone in your voice is telling me that, okay, I'm not going to question that.
Arthwin pulling up the rear, is in such a hurry to leave that as he gets on the boat, he just, in the same motion, is pulling up the gangplank.
Okay.
Working on a mooring immediately.
Yeah, Varkin's already pulling up the ropes.
Gorm is still there in his undergarments, just very confused. What?
Oh god, what is that wretched smell? He smells the werebeast head no, that's not it.
And in this moment, as fun as this is, you now see about 12 guards just approaching down through the archways.
I pull up my hood so I won't be easily recognizable at a glance while I'm working with the ropes.
Oda squints, looks over his shoulder, and very slowly looks towards Vargan and Arthwin. What did you do?
I may have threatened a man. Mildly.
Huh. Okay.
Arthwin walking from one end of the deck to the other, working on various ropes and such as they're getting ready to leave, just glances over at Oda. We messed up the negotiations. Needless to say, we have to leave.
Right. And Oda actually begins to help as well.
Gorm just runs up to the side of the ship and just starts waving, "Hi, friends!"
No. Go on, not friends.
The boat is only coming away a few feet at a moment here from the side, to the point where the 12 or so guards stop with their spears out. They're about 3 meters away from you because the boat is pulling away. One of them calls out, "Stop right there! No further! Dock now and be prepared for boarding!"
I start speaking in a thick Skellige accent that he doesn't understand them. Something like, "Jeg forstår ikke. Hva du vil?"
They don't understand us! Did anyone here speak Skeleton? We've got to jump on! And you see one of the guards just take a running leap, and he just throws himself, and the only thing that manages to connect is his upper body as he's holding onto the side of the barge, right where Gorm is, looking up to you to see if you'll help pull him up. But also at the same time, you're a werebub, so he lets go and just falls into the dock.
No! Gorm kind of tries to catch him, but he can't.
The boat continues pushing away. Get the bows, now! Light them! Light the arrows! And it seems as if they're actually going to try and set the ship on fire.
Whoa! For what?
I know, right? It's like they're overreacting.
Yeah.
So the boat keeps moving further away. Sansa looks over to all of you and says, okay, we need a plan. What are we going to do?
Arthwin
looks very just confused. He has no idea what to do in this situation. He's not really used to this kind of thing on a boat. So he just shrugs. Evasive maneuvers?
We are barely moving in the water. I need to catch the wind. Can you please buy us a bit of time? She goes up to the wheel.
Can I somehow manipulate the tempered wind spell to only affect the sail to make it go faster?
I'm okay with that, but I'm going to give you a DC that's a little higher than it normally would be. It's going to be a 16. In order for you to control that much energy and spread it from its usual space and expand it out, I will let you move currents of air and wind around the ship, but you will have to work harder. And I'm going to flat out say that this is actually about 7 stamina for you.
All right.
21 is
Very nice.
Definitely enough. Vargan, explain to me then the position you take and what you're doing.
He is going to rush up behind where the sail is, sort of like latch a knife into a rope so the rest of the sail just fall down even faster. Probably to the dismay of some. Before with...
Watch it, that's my rope!
And then with a very commanding and demanding voice at the same time, there's suddenly this rush of wind. Very localized, almost like a horizontal tornado that just forms behind him and pushes past his robes and cloaks and straight into the sail to lurch us forward.
That. Your fingers come up, you watch as the sail just fills with air. At this point, Sansa had probably turned about 50 or 60 degrees out from the dock. Everyone lurches forward. I would like everybody to make me an athletics check. Apart from Vargan, you're free to, Vargan, because you're controlling the spell, so we can understand that you're actually in control at the moment. Arthwin, you grab hold of something, able to look after yourself. Gorm, you do too. Oda, where you were at the top of the ship, at the back, on top of the stairs, you slip, you fall, and you take 4 points of damage as you tumble down the stairs and crack the side of your shoulder on the lower deck.
Oh no, friend Oda!
Gorm comes running over to you after stabilizing himself, and Vargan manages to move the currents as Sansa moves the rudder. The boat picks up speed very, very quickly. Fiery arrows whistling past. One of them shoots not far from where you landed, Oda, and you're already patting out the flames before they can spread or where they connected with the deck. The rest of the arrows miss and whiz past, until Vargan manages to move the entire vessel out of standard range of the archery. The waters and the wake of the ship so unnaturally just being split as this vessel has been pushed. Eventually, Vargan, you start to feel the blood dripping down your nose, over your lip. That trembling convulsion of exertion fills you. I'm going to say you're left on 5 points of stamina now, as you have to hold this for longer, and you fall to one knee, and the ship slows to its natural speed with whatever wind is actually available. But you guys are now about 300, 400 meters away from the dock. No one can shoot you from here accurately.
It's been a very long time since I had to need to cast a spell that fierce.
Are you okay? Oda, pats her nose.
He pats his own nose to look at the blood. He very visibly grimaces at it, when I was younger I could do more for less.
Arthwin steps over there and reaches out a hand to Vargan to help him stand. You did plenty, my friend.
Vargan, as you go to stand, you wobble a little bit, and it looks like you're about to collapse over sideways. And there's no motion to the ship right now. There's nothing to...
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I was born on a boat.
Vargan did big spell.
Morgan's gonna lumber down and find the first comfy thing to sit in. And just retire there almost immediately.
Oda finds like a spare piece of cloth and a water barrel maybe. And kind of just starts, without question, just starts patting Vargan's nose and face clean.
Thank you, that's very sweet. I can do it myself.
No, it's alright, I have it.
Meanwhile, Arthwin and Gorm pulling up the rear. Arthwin just sort of stops and goes, "What happened to you?"
Gorm had bath.
I see.
A bath in the harbor, I should say.
Yeah. Arthwin just sort of gives a shrug. Just it's thinking it's about what I expected.
The water was very nice. It didn't smell me.
Are you all retiring for the night?
Well, Gorm's gonna see if he can find maybe a water barrel or something and have a proper wash instead.
I've got some bad news for you.
Oh no.
The only water barrel, like fresh water isn't to be laughed at in a setting like this. And there are no wells to be had when you're in the river. And if the moment that Gorm would try and go up to one of the 4 or 5 water barrels and lift the lid, Fluffy would come over with a stick and start whacking his knuckles and goes, "Oi, stop that! No! We gotta drink that water!"
No! Fluffy!
What's that?
Yo! From Ravi!
Oh my god. Anyway, and he slaps at your knuckles as you protest. Gorm, get out of here! We gotta drink that! That's our drinking water!
I need water with soap.
You'll just have to wait.
Oh, okay.
You don't get to wash, but you do get to sleep under the stars.
Oh, that's lovely.
Alone. Because Barksley doesn't join you.
Maybe when we get further out to into the deeper waters, they might be slightly cleaner.
I mean, to be fair, we were just in like a human sewer and everyone got splattered with like explosive rats. So I don't think.
I don't think anyone's particularly feeling fresh
Clean,
right now.
no.
That's very true.
We could all use a bath.
But I'm afraid you have about 2 days of sailing ahead of you. So let's move this into a more downtime-esque sense of motion. In 2 days, you don't have to do something, but is there anything anyone would do in the next 2 days? Anything anybody would want to do? Any ideas first?
I was wondering if I wanted to start working on something else. Maybe stuff, spare, more on sailing.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you got all of the apparatus needed to do plenty of sailing training. So if you wanted to, I could say in those 2 days, you could very confidently reach rank 2 in sailing if you have no ranks in it.
Yeah, I have 1 rank in it.
So you could reach rank 2 easily. There's no problem at all. That would definitely work. In that case, Gorm, what would you be doing over the next couple of days?
He's not doing much. He's just lounging around, having a snooze, playing a bit with Barksley.
Well, the smell begins to lessen.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you don't
just
stink
getting
as
used
much.
to it.
You're just getting used to it. Or you're getting used to it, or it lessens. But you play around with Barksley. He could do with getting off the boat a bit. You get the feeling the next place you go, it might be nice for him to have a walk and experience some more kind of solid ground. It's been a couple of days of this on the boat, and he's just not really his usual self. He seems a little bit sad, and could do with a bit of tender love and care and attention.
Aw.
Any crafting practice?
I will tell you this, there are definitely things you can do around the ship. Like, there are things the barge needs in order to be maintained, and Fluffy is a dab hand at crafting. I say he's not actually the best, he won't do armor as well, but when it comes to maintenance, he's pretty good. So you could follow him around and see what he's doing, and a couple of times you bang too hard and break an actual plank. Why don't you just actually apply it to the wall and then bang slowly? Like this, with a nail, rather than just... it just cracks.
I want to be effective.
Oh, you don't think that's been effective? Or you think that's been pretty dangerous, actually?
I'm learning this.
All right. And he shows you a few more other things. And I can say you go ahead in those 2 days and you could happily get to rank 2 in crafting.
Gorm, it's time for your bath. I found a bucket and a rope and you're using salt water. You'll be itchy until you get a proper bath, but you'll be clean.
He has soap, it's fine.
So you get Gorm into a bucket on the end of a rope. And
he's gonna get the bucket in the water, but just pull up some fresh water.
Oh, I thought you were gonna lower him into the water.
Oh goodness, though, that'd be really dangerous.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, you give him a good wash, and he definitely smells better.
I'll spend some soap on that then.
All right then, Arthwin.
Yeah, so after I rolled my life path, you gave me a mutagen in my alchemy kit. But the DC to actually use it is crazy high, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking, is that something Oda would be able to maybe help me with?
Well, that really comes down to whether or not you're okay with Oda knowing your Witcher secrets. And even then, there's only one way you'll know, and that is if you ask.
So Arthwin approaches Oda, holding the vial with his mutagen in it. It's been a while, Oda. I might I request your assistance with the ritual.
This is not something I would have done before, right? With the mutagen?
Oh, no. This is a very special privilege. People don't just go about learning these kind of things.
Yeah, okay.
He's very ashamed, clearly, but he's breaking through the shame and asking Oda because he trusts her.
Well, you'd have to explain me every step of the way.
I'll do my best. It's complicated, but that's why I need your help.
Okay. I've not done anything like this before, but perhaps having someone there might help you. Just walk us through every step and maybe it will come back to you.
He seems pleased with that answer.
Do you use the special +2 kit for this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there is no rules on this specifically, unless I'm mistaken, but I will say this. If you fumble by 6 or more, I'm giving you the minor mutation effect. So you head on into the crow's nest, the enchanted crow's nest, to gather your alchemy kit, I imagine. And you set it all out, and you offer Oda the mutagen. And the two of you, over the next hour, because that is how long it takes, start to kind of dissect the piece of tissue apart and prepare it in a way that Arthwin can just consume it and gain the effects. I'm actually going to negate your +2 because I was going to do a -2 because this is a practice that you've never done before. So you might as well just roll it flat without any bonuses.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a complete success.
Oh, yeah.
You take the little concoction she makes for you, and nothing seems to happen at first. About half an hour later, you just hear a growl from inside one of the cabins, and a wall gets punched really hard. Arthur, you have to release your jaw from being tight and gripped as these black veins are spread out across your lips. Everything passes. You take some deep breaths, and there's just one vein on your brow that's slightly raised from the tension of this mutation which is happening inside of you.
After all the commotion, Arthur just sort of sticks his head out the door of the cab and goes, "I'm okay." And then he goes back in and lies down.
Did you eat bad eggs?
Very good. All right, Arthwin, I'm going to say then you can go ahead and raise your will stat by a +1 with that mutagen, and we'll leave the listeners guessing as to where that came from. All right then, Oda, you're the one that I haven't really heard what they're doing during this travel. So what's on your mind?
Okay, one of the things I would have liked to have done is studying all the alchemy recipes and whatnot from the doctor.
To try and memorize them, or because you'll have a limit on how many you can memorize.
Well, just like at least get an idea which ones are in there, and then maybe memorize some of them. But they are all basic ones, aren't they? Did you say?
You've discovered that there is every single novice formula from the base rulebook, and the expansions, which I'll do a list for it later. And you have every single journeyman one as well. So you have some incredible arsenal of alchemy at your disposal. So if you want it, you can find it.
Okay.
You know exactly what you're looking for.
All right, that's very good.
If someone has a good teaching stat and they want to teach someone alchemy, I will now say you have the sufficient tools needed to train others in alchemy.
All right, thank you. So I can craft all those if I have the...
Everything. Everything from novice to journeyman.
Very cool. Another thing I would like to do, when Vargan is asleep at some point, which I'm sure he is, maybe go through his belongings and find something like a very basic ring or other thing he wears often.
Yeah. What would you find lying around Vargan when you're not in your room?
Like anything he wears, like a basic pendant or a ring or bracelet or...
I can tell you exactly what you'd find in his room. If he's not bringing it, nothing that's jewelry.
Nothing that's jewelry.
And he doesn't have any jewelry.
He does not have jewelry at all. Actually, the most metal he has is a lantern, his chain coif, his belt buckle, and his sickle.
You could just grab his belt buckle at night. Like that's the thing. You
Actually,
can just grab...
yeah, let's do that. Let's grab his belt buckle at night. Yeah.
And what would you like to do?
I would like to go to the crow's nest and cast a little ritual that I have at my disposal.
You're happy to mark off the components needed?
Yes.
Okay. So you lay out a small area at the corner of the crow's nest and you prepare the circle and you make the space. And what ritual are you going to perform?
I'm going to perform Blessed Artifact.
And one of your heathen rituals as a witch.
Yes.
All right. It's a DC 16. And before we roll it, which single skill would you like to bless? So any of his skills that he uses that isn't one of his profession skills. So you can see them on your own.
I think I will do a spell casting.
Okay.
I like to think that she took what she saw with the air spell, with the wind and everything, and like that it hurt him a little bit. And
okay. You go ahead and roll your ritual crafting skill check, Oda, and I'll read out your heathen ritual to the listeners. Again, this is a special ability for the witch only. It's a homebrew profession you can find solely on our website over at elsewhereandbeyond.com. And it goes a little something like this. By blessing an equipable item, the witch chooses any single standard skill, so this doesn't include a profession skill tree. Before the wearer rolls this skill, they may expend 1 charge of 3 to roll twice and take the best result. A blessed artifact must be equipped to take effect, and a target may only benefit from 1 artifact at any given time. All things said, that is what the ritual should do. However, Oda, you just fumbled that really, really badly.
that sucks. Holy shit, that sucks.
Bargain can no longer wear his pants. It's like, they're too big.
I hope I don't kill myself.
You could only fail by crit failing by 16 or more. Wow.
It happens.
Oda,
Yes.
first of all, you take 16 points of damage
oh
directly.
my goodness gracious.
And I'm afraid what follows is a series of events that even the greatest magi and sorcerers fear. Placing your hands upon the belt buckle, speaking the words of your heathen ritual, it becomes increasingly apparent that you are not drawing from the otherworldly chaos that fuels your craft. No, you're inside a magically enchanted room, a pocket dimension formed by the forceful will and power of another. There's no time to scold yourself for your error, no time to counter what you have done. The fabric of this reality around you begins to tear, and quickly. As your ritual draws upon the power of the crow's nest, draining it dry, you watch as the chairs and tables melt and then reform. The fireplace oozes like candle wax and weeps. The windows begin to crack and the walls shimmer. You drop the buckle, you kick away the ritual components, but it's too late. Your craft has unsettled the fragile balance of chaos within this place. Through the cracked windows, abyssal clouds of cosmic stardust replace the illusions of sunshine and rolling hills. Cracks of purple split the stonework of the walls. The floors peel back, each floorboard bending before it evaporates in a heat. An endless void of cosmic proportions revealed beneath you. You race for the large astrolabe in the center of the room, throwing it 2 times forward, once back. The portal barely flickers into being, but its stability appears lethal. The fluctuations come short and fast, and one wrong move, and you'll sever a limb or worse. Over your shoulder, as the sound churns into a horrifying chorus of eldritch horror, the room begins to fold in upon itself. You tuck yourself down close to the desperately sparking portal, as all light, colour, and matter dissolves around you. And before you, the great abyss of nothingness awaits.
Oops.
Whoops.
Join us for episode 12 of The Witcher, Chaos on the Pontar, to discover the fate of Oda of the Old Ways. Until then, bye-bye.